some of the hits of the very, very successful girl group Girls Aloud, who split in 2013. But I'm delighted to say one of them's still talking to me. It's Nadine Coyle.
Hello.
You look about 12 now. So were you still in the womb or something when you were recording those?
No, wait, that's what we were just saying. Yeah, that was Sound of the Underground was 15 years ago.
Wow, amazing.
It's madness. But they still sound great. Just
Do you still
even
like listening to them?
Love listening. Even if you were on a really, really bad mood, as soon as they come on, you're like, oh, this is great. I feel good again.
Well, look, Girls Aloud, it was like a bit of an acrimonious split, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah, it always is. Splits are never good, are they really?
Well, people just lie. Yeah, it was great,
it's amazing. We all love each other. Yeah, but I mean, I've never been part of a really nice, peaceful split. So, yes, but what can you do? It's, people want to move on, and, it's 15 years, and at that stage we were together 11 years. So it's, sometimes it's time to just move on.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because, if my brother's a singer as well.
Okay.
If I was on tour with my brother, I would kill him, let alone, another group of girls that I've just been thrown together with. You know what it's like? It's a tough gig on tour, isn't it?
Yeah, tour's very difficult, but I have to say I've came to Wales a lot on tour, and I stayed in the same hotel last night as we used to stay in coming on the Girls Aloud tours. I was in the room next door to the one that I always stayed in, and the memories that came flooding back of just the ridiculous things that we would do. Me and dancers running around hotel floors and banging in each other's rooms, and yeah, it was so great fun, really good fun at the same time.
I was reading some stuff about you in anticipation of you coming in, and you said, which I really liked, people would think that it would be like pillow fights and eating chocolates on the bed watching TV, but it wasn't like that. But you wanted it to be like that. Yeah,
I did, because I have two sisters. And my younger sister's here with me, and my older sister, and I have, really good girlfriends. I grew up a lot, great cousins, great girlfriends, and that's what it's like. We're all really, really close, and it would have been great fun that if you can be all really close in a band setting, but we're just very different people. Yes. So what can you do?
And how did you find out that it was all over?
It was management had said to me, oh yeah, the girls when they split up the band. I was like, sorry, what? They were like, I was like, I'm just about to get changed to go on stage. And then I was like, okay, well, what can you do? What can you do?
Are you really that kind of person? What can you do? Or were you kind of going, singing the song and then whispering things to them in their ears?
Oh, no. I was like, what can you do? Yeah, I'm not going to, cry or there's nothing you can do. You just have to... Yeah, it was fine. And we had a great run, and I'm really, really proud of, the songs. And I still work with the same producer who made all of those songs.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But what was the highlight then of being in Girls Aloud for you?
What was the highlight?
Getting chosen to be in the first place, that must have been pretty good.
It was good, but surreal. And then that's when the work begins. People do these competitions and they're like, yeah, I've made it, I've won. It's like, that you've just started. You thought it was hard in a competition.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you're actually competing against other artists and people that are doing it. The highlight was... we done this show called Divas Live, and Shaka Khan was on it and Celine Dion was on it. And I think that was my highlight. It was a really good day.
It's just me, little Nadine from Ireland, you thought?
It was like, there's Celine Dion. And she was so nice. And we got to hear them sound check and all these big songs. And yeah, and I was thinking, I was like, I watched this show since I was no age. And now I'm actually on the show. This is great.
What's it like growing up? Because... as I said, you're still incredibly young, and you would have been very young back when you were chosen to be in Girls Aloud. Mm-hmm. And you would have grown up in that whole age of social media, which, none of us had to do because we're much older. But what was that like, having to be aware of like what you were wearing all the time, not just when you're on tour and when you're on stage, all of the time?
Well, I don't really care, to be totally
honest.
Yeah, I honestly, wholeheartedly, truthfully, I went through, when you're in your teenage years, your young teens, you worried about, I should have makeup on, or I have a spot, or my eyebrows, I have a monobrow, or, whatever, these silly things that really bother you. And then
are you just thinking those things just looking at me now?
No, these are the things that
this is relevant to me.
I promise I've had those issues. And then you spend so long being worried about these things that then you kind of you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's not my fault my eyebrows grow all in one line. That's what tweezers were invented for. And then you kind of get solutions to things that seem like huge problems, and then you just have to get over it. And I have young nieces. And I heard them, when they were younger, worried about, I can't wear this or you can't wear this. And very early on, I was thinking, well, why not? Why can I not leave a pedicure shop wearing the flip-flops that the pedicure people gave me? Who cares? I don't really care if somebody looks and says that. So from then on, I kind of was really trying to encourage them, because I feel like you really shouldn't put that much pressure on ourselves. Everybody's a human being, and we all have our imperfections and perfections, and just go with that.
So you do the last show with Girls Aloud.
Yes.
And you go, oh, thank God, that's over.
No, at the end of when you have a tour, as you know yourself, when you're on a tour and you kind of get really friendly with all your crew and, even catering and dancers and tour managers, and you're in such a routine, when tour's over, you don't really know what to do with yourself, because everything is so structured for so long that then you're like, okay, you wake up the next day and you're like, so what to do today? And
but after the last tour, that must have been even worse, because it's never going to happen again.
Well, the last tour, I think always something that always happens, and it always happened whenever I went home to Ireland too. I would always get sick. The minute you take a time off, you'd be fine the whole time, then you get a cold, and you're thankful it didn't happen on tour, but then you spend a few days sick, and standard as always, I get a cold in the tour bus on the way home, so that happened again.
Do you talk to any of them now?
I am going to meet up with Sarah soon, I'm sure. She, yes, we're going to meet up soon.
So just Sarah?
Yes, just Sarah.
Excellent. Well, look, I'm glad you answered that one for me. That's for sure. Right, the new album is out. Well, the new song is out, isn't it?
Yes.
Get to Work.
It is. Go to work.
I've seen the video.
Right.
Wow, a red. You rock that red power suit.
Do you like that suit?
Yeah. I was thinking about getting one for myself.
I think you should. I think everyone should have one. I'm actually really sorry I don't have that on today, but
I am slightly disappointed. If I could describe the video to people that haven't seen it, there is a man in it that can be described as the Diet Coke man the other side of a window.
yes,
Surely I should have had that call.
I think so.
Well, why didn't that
They
happen?
probably knew you were busy here at BBC Radio Wales. That would have been what it was.
Only that would have been the answer.
Only purely that.
Why do these blokes look so good in these videos? They do. You've said no, you don't care what people look like. Next video, me.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Well, yes, absolutely. No, this was that guy. Yes, he was very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. But very small.
Was he?
Yeah, really, really smaller than me. But actually, very strangely, people seem to think I'm like over 6 feet tall. I've had that all morning.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be shorter tthan you are.
Do you thought I was shorter?
Yeah, I thought you'd be about 5'3".
No way. And earlier on, I was.
What are you,
meeting some
5'6"?
people. 5'6". You're exactly right.
Nailed
well
it.
done.
Nailed it.
And they were really shocked. They were like, "Oh, I thought you would have been at least 6 foot." It was like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
No.
How tall do you think I am?
You're taller than me, so I would say you're 5'11".
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. If you were going to buy me a shirt in a shop, what size would you go for?
I would go for. I don't buy men's clothes. The sizes are different, aren't they?
I'm a small stroke medium.
Yeah.
On a good day.
Yeah, very good.
I went to a shop. We went to the shop on a weekend, right? And my daughter was horrified, first of all, because she asked for something in a particular size. And the guy in the shop, I was a pair of jeans, looked at her and went, no. And then brought out 2 sizes bigger. And then turned to me and he said, "We have 6XL. I thought, right, that is it. We are leaving this shop straight away.
Immediately.
Yeah, straight
Not
out
buying
the door.
anything from you.
Nothing
Thanks,
at
but
all.
no thanks. How dare ye?
We're going to play some music now, and we're going to play the single. The people have to wait for this single because it is a good single, and people have to wait for it. Okay, so we're going to play it after the traffic and travel. But first, this is Pink. In the studio, just to prove you are here, say hello.
Hello, I'm
There
here.
we go. There we go. And she will be talking to me more after the traffic and travel. Now, with me,
Yes, with you.
Yeah,
That's
only
great.
in the studio though. I mean, I can see the look in your eye. You're feeling it as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought
This
so.
is,
I
yeah,
thought
it's
so.
a good morning.
Yeah, you will be about the 9th person to propose to me on the show. Just saying.
Oh, you're a popular guy.
Priscilla Presley, smitten.
Yeah, can imagine.
Sandy Toksvik, totally head over heels. Now I'll put your name to the
Yeah,
list.
you can. Of
Yeah,
course.
thanks very
Just
much.
add
That's
me
very
onto
kind.
your large list of ladies that can't get enough of you.
So tell me, a new single.
Yes.
How did that come about?
So this is with Brian Higgins, the same producer who done all of Girls Aloud songs.
So since 2013, have you just been hiding in a cave?
No, I've been doing a lot of things. What
Shall I
have
remind
done?
you? You've had a baby.
Yes, I've had
Yeah,
a baby in
yeah.
2014.
All right.
Yes. So I spent 2013 happy, with child.
Yeah.
And then 2014, and then I started doing, because I know Michael Flatley, he does Lord of the Dance, so we had met right after the Girls Aloud tour, and he had asked me about doing some of his shows. He does a world tour with
Yeah.
Lord of the Dance. I said, yeah, that sounds amazing. Let me know when you're starting up. And they started on a 9-week run in the Palladium, 2014. But what happened? It was 3 months after Anaya, my daughter, was born. And they said, yeah, we're doing this ITV special, a night with Michael. We need you back. And I was in LA, being a new mommy. So I had to get all organised and fly back to London. And she was tiny. And we went back for a week, and I brought her with me. And she was jet lagged because LA is so far behind. But it was really, really good. One of the funnest jobs that I ever had was to work with Michael and his whole team with that. So I done that for a while. And
Do you ever
then-
call him Michael Flatulence?
No,
I
never.
Do. I do all the
No,
time. That's how I refer to
never.
him. Michael Flatulence.
No.
Yeah.
And you know how many people randomly talk about Michael Flatley
Really?
all over the world? It's so...
As soon as you say you're Irish, they say, do you know Michael Flatley?
Well, it was... I remember I was talking to people about whatever it was, in the States, and Girls Aloud didn't really work over there. If you were part of the, the gay community, then you may have known who we were from, the internet or whatever. But the general public, he just listened to music, not so much. But I had said, someone said, oh, you're a singer, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm in a band. And, oh, cool, oh, that's so sweet, oh my gosh. And I said, but, he said, what are you doing next? I said, oh, well, I'm going, I'm starting to work with Michael Flatley. Oh my God, that's huge, that's huge, you're really going to make it. I was like, oh yeah, Girls Aloud, not so much, but Michael Flatley's a huge deal. So yeah, it's just how it's viewed.
So you worked with Michael Flatley, and then you've decided to do this this whole solo thing again.
Yes. Then I was
Brilliant.
working with Brian, and just when you're in the studio, when you just have so many great songs, and really that's what it's all about for me.
How does a good producer make a good song? Why can't it just be any old producer? Because you're the actual talent, you're the singer.
Well, there's so many people who are so talented at singing, way, way, way more talented than me or you or anybody that's actually doing it as an actual job, but they don't. It's kind of getting into the right situation or meeting the right person or the right producer. Producer can really make all the difference from just singing in your bedroom. You can still be a singer and do that. And somebody that knows how to work the equipment and knows how to put the tracks together and know how to,
What sound?
Yeah, what sound to use.
So you started working with him again.
Yeah, started working with Brian
and
again.
What was it like?
Amazing.
Was it like just getting back on a bike?
Yeah, exactly the same thing. It's so familiar. We started off when I was so young, and we get on great, and it's so challenging because there's so many songs, because I hadn't worked with him in so long. There was just so many different styles and songs to go through that you spend your whole time just like learning and singing, and you leave at the end of the day completely wired. You can't even think straight until you wind down, but it's worth it. It's
Yeah.
so worth it.
And how's it been singing post-baby? Has it been
Good.
great?
Yeah, it's been great. I didn't sing at all when I was having her because I thought it's not really fair. She doesn't really need me singing, being angry and having to conjure up like angry notes. And so I'd just be really calm, not sing at all. And I turned on, the Nutty Professor, that laugh that he I was just the happiest person on earth because I thought I just wanted, to give her a good start. And then when she was born, then I was like, okay, I can start singing again, and my voice has changed a lot.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
it
know
does,
if it
doesn't
was
it?
the break in singing or the getting older, or probably a mixture of all things.
What would you say for the better?
Yeah,
Because you
absolutely,
were
for
by
the
far
better.
the best. I'm not being funny when I say you were by far the best singer in Girls Aloud, weren't you?
No, I would
Yes, you
never
were.
say
You
that.
were. You were. I
I
think
would
you have said
never
it.
ever say that. But yes, my voice has changed. We'll swiftly move on.
But yes, I was the best. So the single, Go to Work,
Yes.
the start of a huge album that's going to come out later in the year.
Yes, probably not this year. But then who knows? Like, it's so different. It's not about the charts anymore as we've known them for all of these years, or we did, years ago. It's all about streaming.
People
And
consume it in different ways, don't they?
they absolutely consume it in different ways. You can get it on Spotify and
Yeah.
put it in a playlist and just stream it, and then it goes to different playlists. And so it's kind of this internet world that, happens, that is great because it means that the song can actually do the work and go to work for you.
Is it a good time to be a singer though, or is it a bad time? Because people, singers often kind of criticize how Spotify pay the artists and all of this. Is it more difficult? Do you wish you'd been a singer, say when the Beatles were around, that you could
No,
make
because then I
millions
would
and millions
be
and
like
millions?
70 years old now, and sure, no, I wouldn't want that.
I'd still have you in the studio.
Yeah, well, thank
I'd
you.
still ask you to marry me.
Thank you. Oh, well, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's very
You're welcome.
nice. But
So I want to talk about America.
yes,
You moved to America. You didn't marry, but you've partnered up with an ex-American football player. How cool is that?
yes, it's very cool.
Where did you meet?
We met through a friend. One of my really good friends from New York was a friend of his too. And we met up, and then he came to London a few weeks later. This was like 10 years ago. This is a while ago.
He's stolen your youth.
He has stolen my youth. He really has. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, it's about time that I recapture that youth again. But
We're talking about Jason Bell.
Yes.
Now he's here with you. What does he think of the UK?
he loves the UK.
Does he?
He loves, when he first came to the UK, he oh my God, I'm terrible. I'm just going to drop him right in
Yeah,
it.
do it. I would.
He texted me to say, oh, I've just got my euros. And I was like, why were you going? Where are you headed? I said, I'm coming to London. I was like, we use British pounds in London, not euros. So now he knows that we use British pounds here. So he's learned that. But no, he's brilliant. He actually works with the BBC as well for the NFL highlight show.
Brilliant. I've got hooked on American football of late.
Have you?
Yeah, I went to my first game in the summer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, really enjoying it.
Oh, good.
So, you've been looking at that leaderboard.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about something else you did in America, which was a bit of a cliche, if you don't mind me saying.
What was that?
You're an Irish person and you opened a bar. What's going on?
Have you ever been to one corner of the earth without an Irish bar on
No,
it? You
no.
see?
So we don't need more of
and
them.
do you know how many people there are in Ireland? Hardly any.
They're all in Irish bars in LA, that's why.
No, they just like travel well. So, yes, it was always an Irish bar restaurant
Okay, so,
So it just
called...
called the Irish Mist,
Yeah, the Irish Mist, which is a liqueur.
which is a liqueur, yeah.
Which brings me on to the celebrity leaderboard.
Okay.
Because Nadine Coyle...
Are you going to ask me about alcohol or something?
Yes, of course
oh
I
my
can.
God, I'm
Of course I'm gonna ask you about.
terrible.
Of course I'm going to ask you about
I wasn't the
alcohol.
bartender.
Yeah, but you run a bar.
Yes,
you own
but
a bar.
I did not work.
Did
in
you
the
ever
bar.
pull a pint in the bar?
Well, they made me pull one
For
of
like
the pints.
pictures.
Yes,
here I
we're
am.
like,
Hello there,
pull a
hello there.
Guinness.
Yeah.
It was a disaster. Everyone was like,
Really?
it's the worst Guinness ever. You've just wasted a whole load of beers.
The
Like, well,
Americans
you
wouldn't
see?
know though, would they?
You
The
see?
Americans would be like, yeah, that's great. And you just say, yeah, it tastes different in
The
Ireland.
Americans know. They know what they want. They started can I have like a non-fat decaf latte, 1 shot, 2 shots?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
One thing. They know what they want.
Just want a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you might be a good person because you did say to me earlier when the song was on that you're going to get into the car and you've got loads of sweets and crisps in there.
Yes, we do, yeah.
Great. It's good. It's good to know that because
Yes.
one celebrity I was interviewing once said I might have a real treat tomorrow and I might have a latte.
Stop.
That's ridiculous,
With the
isn't it? Yeah.
ridiculousness.
Just get the chips down your
Just
love.
absolutely.
Come
Will
on.
do you no harm.
Right.
Absolutely no harm.
Nadine Coyle,
Yes. 'Tis I.
with your new song out, Go to Work.
Yes.
In 20 seconds.
Okay.
I want you to name as many different types of liqueurs as you
Liqueurs.
can, and your time starts now.
Frangelico,
Nice.
a Cafe Patron,
Drambuie,
Drambuie.
Yeah. Baileys. Oh, come on, a Baileys.
Baileys.
And a Cointreau. I love a Cointreau.
I'm terrible at this, you know.
Galliano.
There we go, Galliano.
I bet you love a Tia Maria.
Never had a Tia Maria,
Oh, right,
no.
let's do some shots quickly.
See? That's a terrible
What, you
one
never
for
do
me.
shots?
I'm not. There's only certain things that I drink, and that is specifically rosé wine.
Yeah, nice.
But it has to be a certain brand, one of the cheaper brands. Some
Nice.
people think they're doing me a favour bringing in expensive rosés. I'm like, it's just going to sit there.
Producer Julie could be your sister. She drinks that Californian muck.
Yeah.
Is that
Julie,
you?
That's the stuff.
Excellent.
That's the
Great.
good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no hangover.
There's no alcohol in it. That's fine.
Well, that's perfect. The last time I drank vodka was about 5 years ago at one of those nightclubs, you know, when you go there and they give you a bottle and they've all your mixers and then you don't know what's happening. Literally 3 or 4 days I had a hangover. I was like, that's me and vodka. Finished.
Well, look, you scored 7, right? But because we are now betrothed to be married, right? I've got to give you 14 bonus points because, you know, I can't have shame on the family.
Yeah.
So, look, Nadine Coyle, formerly of Girls Aloud, now going solo. You are up there with Jimmy Osmond at the top of the
Oh my
leaderboard.
God, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I really, really appreciate it.
It's the least I can do for you.
See, if
from
you had
Wales.
have asked me 20 foods that you could,
You'd have been in there.
I would have been right. I would have been
20 flavours of
all over
crisps.
it. Yeah, I would have been all over it. Yeah.
It's been lovely to speak to you.
You too. Thank
just tell me
you.
about the single. You introduce it.
Okay. Okay.
It's called Go to Work. It needs to be-
But do you always have that? Do I say my name or do I just say I'm Nadine and this is Go to Work?